Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Thirsty Thursday live stream. Hopefully, everyone's having a good week. Today, we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some interesting stuff towards the end, or maybe like the last 20, 30 minutes of the show. And we have some fun stuff to showcase. But without further ado, I want to introduce Randy here. Go ahead and introduce yourself. And what have you been up to, man?
Hey, thanks. Hey, I'm Randy, founder of the ComplianceAide. We're an agentic AI platform. We started about 2 years ago building compliance-focused AI agents for cybersecurity.
Nice. And for those folks that don't know what that is, like what exactly is a AI agent? You know, everyone knows it's ChatGPT, but how can like this tool or this service help like someone that's a pen tester, someone that's a defender, you know, and all that jazz?
Yeah, so it's kind of like ChatGPT. It's just like if you ask ChatGPT like a pen test question, sometimes it gives you like a pretty generic response, right? Because it's like pretty broad.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're like, experts, and we're like fine tuning its responses using humans pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
In our case, compliance people. When they ask questions or when they need to do stuff like assessments or write cybersecurity policies, it just gives them a little bit of a better answer than like your generic stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So how do you see now, like, you know, all this AI and you know, chat GPTs and all this stuff, like with the future of like cyber, like I use it pretty much on a daily basis. Probably like, you know, if it's chat GPT, if I'm just asking something, and like today or just before this show, like I just started like, you know, tinkering with it and asking it a few questions for something I'm doing. And it did give me very, very generic, like, oh, do this. I'm like, okay. Then you have to like ask it like, okay, like how do I get to do that? Like, oh, it says do XYZ, but how do I get to XYZ? Right. So I was like, oh, but like, you know, walk me to baby steps like I don't know anything. So like prompting is super, super important. And I think it's a skill in itself. And I'm starting to learn that like you have to be very, very like precise what you're saying to these prompts for it to give you what you want.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I was actually going back and forth with somebody today on X, as like this software developer slash pen test person,
Hmm.
and they all are kind of saying the same thing. And like what we didn't realize was, or like because so there's people of all stages using generative AI. I'm a nutcase. Like we're in like I'm an AI first business, so like everything I do is generative AI. Like you know this video that we did, it's and when we use it, like for example, like we're using agentic coding. So what that is like when you guys ask AI to write code, like a script or something,
Hmm.
it'll return a script.
Yep.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? With an agentic platform, what it'll do is it'll actually troubleshoot the script kind of on demand. It sort of takes more of an autonomous approach, and
Mm.
it starts driving your computer. It'll start like if the script runs and fails, it
Hmm.
looks at the command line, and it'll see the error and rewrite the script and try to get it to work. So um, yeah.
That's pretty slick. And that is really cool. So how can someone learn how to do this? Like if they want
Okay.
to, you know, like let's talk on a topic that, you know, take it a step further. And how can we learn how to do this versus just like, you know, talking about it and trying to know it? How do we go about, you know, learning it?
Okay. Great question. I think the easiest way is go get visual code. It's free. I gave maybe we could put a graphic up. I tried to send it. I said it was my fault. I sent it about 10 minutes before we jumped on. But I have command line instructions that I gave you on how to download it. Just copy and paste it for Windows, Linux, and Mac.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and then just pop it right in there. Boom, download this thing called Visual Code. It's free. It's from Microsoft. It's trusted. From there, there's something called extensions, just like a little button with a bunch of squares. Hit it. Download something called Roo Code, ROO space CODE. Open source software, right? And then the next thing you need to do is go to openrouter.com.
Okay.
Okay. This is cool. Okay. So OpenRouter is every large language model AI vendor is publishing their models here first.
Yep. That's slick.
Yeah, so today they just published and about a half a dozen, and a couple of them are like next gen models, like stuff like, stuff you're going to hear about like 8 months from now, it's going to it's popping out now. So
that's pretty cool. And you said you sent it to me where, on LinkedIn?
Email.
Oh, you emailed it.
Yeah,
okay.
check it out. Yeah, we
So
can pop it up.
Go ahead and check out my email really quick to see, and maybe I can share it, because I think that'll be pretty cool to. Okay, okay, it's a image. I don't know if I can.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I don't know if I can. I don't think I could do this.
I was thinking we were going to share the screen.
Yeah. No, and I guess for that we can actually put that up when we showcase what we're going to showcase later. We can put that up so people can take a screenshot of it or whatever.
We'll do it before the. You know what? Yeah, we'll do it just before we roll it or whatever. We can just pop that up. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Cool.
So anyways, yeah. So what you do is you get OpenRouter, you get an account, just select all the default settings. Back in the Roo Code extension, just select OpenRouter, okay, and then you just ask it. You literally ask it what you want to do. You could be pen testing, you could be hacking, you could be building software, whatever, man. Just have a chat with it. It's gonna start writing. Slick. It's gonna start writing software for you. Seriously.
Yeah. That is really. So do you feel like having these tools now, like, do you think, like, let's get into like the education aspect, So now I'm in 2025. I just graduated high school. Now, I want to go to school for CS or computer science. Like, is it really like needed anymore? Like, do I have to go to school for computer science to like learn all this stuff, or I can just do something like this and learn in a day? So like,
dude, good questions, man. Okay. I was just, you know what? I'm working with this stuff like every day, and it's wild, the progression. Like, okay. I don't think you really have to learn the little nuances that the industry is kind of telling you to do. Like, as long as you understand like high level concepts, like, like in the pen testing world, me and you were chatting about Burp Suite. Prior to this, and we were chatting about maybe a little engagement where we might do together this weekend or whatever. But like if you guys don't need to know every little nerdy little command line in Burp Suite, right? But like we're calling that in the AI world the UI tax, right?
Okay.
It's like gross to remember all that stuff. I can't remember it. In fact, we were talking about that today. We're like, we're both of us are going to fumble through it, right? So the computer science guys, the high school guys that are out there, you don't really need to get into the nerdy stuff if you don't want to. Okay. All right. You can stay high level as long as you know that those settings exist, right? And you're working with AI and you're like, hey, do a pen test. And if let's say you do a pen test like I just did, and asking it through Nmap, it doesn't give you all the results you want, right? Just ask it, look, I want more results. I want more results. And if it's not giving you what you want, maybe that's the time where you start getting into the details. But the reality is, like, you can really keep it as high level as you want.
That's pretty slick. So you can get pretty high level or get pretty granular, whatever you want to do to get those results. That's pretty neat. That's awesome. So I guess we, like, generally speaking, just like, for those folks that are, maybe tuning in now, but like, are there any like cool conferences or something like that? Like, okay, like someone, I guess more conferences or maybe webinars or maybe even podcasts that they hone in more on AI, like that people can learn from, like some resources, I guess ultimately it's resources. Yeah.
Great question. If you guys are looking to take a trip or whatever, I would highly recommend going out to Silicon Valley. There's hackathons out there, or in your local region. look up AI hackathons. There's a lot of groups that are forming. Like, I was out like April, and it's AI out in the West Coast is wild. So take a little trip out there, and then there's virtual hackathons all over the place. Just, I would say, like, Google or deep research hackathons near me. There's a ton, especially a ton on X too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
AI hackathons. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I want to tinker with that. Like, I never really, I'm very high level with AI, right? Like, ChatGPT, and I ask it to do, certain things, and Pentest GPT, and, like a few little things that I've used to help me out in certain areas. But like, I know like folks like yourself, like that use this consistently and constantly, and just like, sometimes I'm like, I forget, not forget, like I'm like, how do I even use this thing? Right. Like it, like prompts, and like, there's like so many tricks, like even ChatGPT. Okay. Like you can go in advanced settings and say, okay, don't make me sound like a robot, and just like very, very granular. So like, say, what you were saying is more like hackathon is like, okay, like learning the cybersecurity aspect. What about just learning how to use like ChatGPT and just not sound like a robot, like, is there ways to learn that? Obviously Google, but
Yeah.
like any resources, like, okay, get better at prompting, I guess.
Yeah. I would say, like, I hate recommending it, but I would get a subscription to like your favorite service, like Anthropic. That's Claude. Google's got some great free stuff right now. Google Gemini is free. You just need a Gmail account. Go check that out. They're
Oh
coming
yeah,
out with
yeah.
some they just came out with a agentic free AI platform based off of their new model called Gemini 2.5. It's like wild. Like, it did this pen test. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's pretty slick. That's really cool. And yeah, man, I'm just like fascinated with this stuff. You know what I mean? Like it fascinates me, like, to like really understand, or like get into the, nitty gritty of different stuff, and
it,
it's hard for me to talk like tonight's, more on you, because this is not an area of my expertise. So it's like, I can't really bring too much too much to the table this evening with this AI stuff, because all I use is ChatGPT. I never really use Gemini, even Copilot. Sometimes at work I'll use Copilot,
yeah.
just because ChatGPT is not allowed. And but yeah, it's just like, so why do you think that is? I guess that's another question. Like, why do you think some companies have specific, no goes and goes on these AI models or AI
Oh,
services?
great question. Okay, some of them are compliance. Like right now, out in the EU, OpenAI just put this crazy new memory feature where it's basically remembers everything that you've ever said to it if you wanted to, not
Mm,
just snippets. But EU has regulatory stuff that slows that down, right? And so
hmm
some companies don't want to experience the risk, and so they don't just so there's that. Other companies, it's strategic. So like OpenAI, right? They have some of the best models in the world that they're just waiting for everybody to kind of release their stuff,
hmm
and then because they want to keep a market lead, they want to be known as an industry leader.
hmm
At China, this is a really fierce topic and race. China is really disrupting our commercial markets right now
hmm
by releasing open source models that compete with our best ones. And
hmm
but all of this is like, you guys are like, who aren't doing this stuff as nuts as I am, are like getting hit with all of this stuff. It's like a whirlwind, right? And so I think that's why it's a really fast moving beast.
Yeah.
Hang on and try to hang on.
Yeah. No, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, this is probably the first time, like I've always said, like, excuse me, try to stay up to par with your technology, try to stay ahead of the game, try to, be as diligent as you can, learn as much as you can. But like, this is moving too fast. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yes,
you're like,
dude.
like it was
They're
so much in
releasing.
one. Yeah.
They just released this week. There's like 9 new models. Okay. And like, I'm not joking from a business perspective. Okay. March 19th, best in breed would have cost, a serious AI company about $1 million a month in data center fees. Okay. Today, what is that? 6 weeks. It's going to cost me $1,000 a month. Like that's the real deal. Like how that's, that price drop is an equally performant, if not better model.
Wow. That's crazy. Going from $1 million to $1,000. It's a massive drop.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
So,
really getting fascinating.
so how did you get into it? How did you get into this world? Like, can you walk us through like your journey? Like,
Yeah,
how
dude.
did you get to the way you are today in this whole AI thing? Like, 'cause there's a lot of cybersecurity people. It's like, oh, fuck AI. Like, I'm not doing AI. I'll do
Yeah.
everything. I'm not putting my data out there. But like, you know, walk through your little journey. I would love to hear that.
So first of all, I'm like a real hacker. Like an OG, I guess now, because I'm so fucking old. Excuse my French. um, I was hacking when I was like 13 years old. In 1994, like I had every song or every MP3 in North America. I had hundreds of thousands of accounts hacked, brute force, whatever on America Online. I had Windows, any Microsoft software, anyway, all the shit, right? I did all the crazy shit. I found vulnerabilities, reverse engineered like some software shit. Like I did all the nerdy hacker stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up, I did like fake IDs in college.
Yep.
Oops.
Oops.
And like I stopped hacking offensively. Like I went to a party like 50 miles away, and like this dude was like telling me, because they were all underage, and this dude was telling me, he's like, yeah, he's like, we know of this group that can get us this ID, and he pulled out his ID, and I made it, and I was like, oh, like I should probably stop now.
Yeah, because the word gets around quick, and then you don't want that thing going into the wrong hands.
Yeah, and I don't want to get in trouble,
Yeah.
like I just didn't want to get in trouble. So I stopped, and then I grew up, I went to college. Built a couple companies, some tech stuff. I got into like machine vision, some machine vision stuff. I built a managed service provider, sold it to a really, really wealthy person.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get wealthy out of it. Yeah, I built a SOC, security operations center, that protected it protected like $800 billion in assets across like 150 companies.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So that was like the defense side of cybersecurity or whatever. And so I just thought I'm a nerd. Like I really genuinely, like, this isn't my job. Like this is like, I think it's like I grew up doing this stuff. So I got into AI. I was looking at cybersecurity in the services world, right? Like the biggest fucking challenge right now is people trying to follow compliance. Like it's hard. Like, right?
Mm-hmm.
You read like ISO 27001 or whatever. Like just read it's boring, right?
Yeah.
I want to kill myself, right? And there's like hundreds of controls. Nobody wants to write a policy, right? We're trying to follow it. We're trying to do the right stuff, right? You
Yeah.
pen testers, you guys are doing a great job identifying the vulnerabilities, right? Cybersecurity compliance is asking for you guys to do this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, long story short, nobody wants to do that job role, and it's perfect for AI.
Yeah.
So, and me being just building businesses or whatever, I was like, shit. I'm like, AI is the perfect tool to start doing this stuff, and let's just build a business in it. So I did. I used AI to build the whole thing. Like
That's awesome.
75% of my business is built by AI. Yeah.
And that's awesome, because I love to hear that, because people say like, oh, AI can only give you a certain amount of whatever, right? And
Yeah.
the fact that it's 75% of what you did, and that's awesome, because like you said, compliance, ISO 27000, blah, 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 all this compliance, that can be really boring. Like if I wrote, like in my past position, I wrote like, I didn't write it. ChatGPT wrote like compliance. I'll throw in the CIS benchmark and say, okay, like this is, whatever here, like make this, for whatever. However I prompted it. and it, it did a pretty decent job. And, you had to make some tweaks from what the requirements are from the client, and, have it spit out and you put a logo on it, and that's it. And you slap it on, and you're good to go.
I think the future is about taste.
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of shaping the general AI to somebody's taste.
Fair enough. That is super fair. And so then then you wiggled your way into AI, and here you are now. So what is it that you guys are trying to target, right? Like compliance. So it's only compliance, like clients that come to you that then need to be within compliant, and then you use your AI tool to make that happen. Is that what
Yeah. So anybody who needs to be anybody who their insurance company or their bigger customers or their bank, I don't know, they know what this is. Like they've been entrepreneurs know what compliance is because it sucks. It's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
But it's happening everywhere, right? Especially MSPs, and service providers. These guys they got to manage hundreds of different networks.
Mm-hmm.
You pen testers know, right? And actually you run into them, right? Because your customers are following compliance. That's exactly why you're being asked to do the pen tests.
Yep.
Yeah. So we just, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much, we were talking about I lost my, so I don't know. I've forgotten now too.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I was reading the chat and I just lost my
Me too. Yeah, that's what got me.
Yeah. So awesome to see you, Glenn. And I think it's really, really, I think it's fascinating. Does anyone, I know there's only, from what it looks like up here, it's 18 people in the chat, but anyone here use AI on a daily basis for their job? And what are their thoughts about? What are your thoughts? If you're watching this live now, or if you're watching this after the fact, throw it in the comments or just throw it in the chat, because I would love to hear some questions that you guys have, and Randy, answer them, or I'm sure Andy will probably answer them, not me. But and Glenn, I think you missed out on the first couple minutes if you're still hanging out. We're going to showcase a video that Randy made from, I think, a video of mine or something like that, and that does a pen test, and he did everything with AI. So did you even do the video with AI?
Well, no, I recorded it, but I just sat and recorded it basically, and it replicated. You had a video where you had this wonderful topic on doing a pen test, and so I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have an agentic AI agent just do the same thing. So that's what we did, and we built a better dashboard, I think, at the end.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So we were having fun.
Hopefully, I'm not your idol. It's TV. But I appreciate it. Good morning. I'm guessing you're somewhere on the other side of the world, because if it's good morning, it's 7:30 your end, 12 hours.
Yeah, it's 7 p.m. for me Eastern.
Yeah, 7:30 likewise, almost 7:30. So Glenn says AI takes care of my email to my MSP, collects, etc., and cleans everything up for me. So what are you using for that, Glenn?
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, is it a tool? And then New Jersey AI last week hacked the box challenge so quickly. That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. And it's so interesting.
Dude, who's that? Who is that?
The Stinger?
Yeah.
That's a buddy of mine. He's on my.
Dude, you got to check this out. Okay, I wanted to do this. I didn't get a chance to. Follow the instructions that I gave. Okay, it's got computer control. It'll control your browser. And so if you have a hack the box account, I want to see if it can answer all the questions, because I'll bet you they'll pass all the tests. I want to see if we can do that.
So hack the box. I'm not going to, on the real exams. So there's not really questions okay, what is the difference between UDP and TCP, right? It's not those kind of questions. What it is, it's you have to go solve a challenge, get a flag, you submit the flag, and you have, for the CPTS, 14 flags.
Is the challenge browser based? It's all browser based?
Yeah. And you take the VPN client, you connect to their VPN, and then you walk through, you start enumerating, and you go do your stuff.
I'll bet. I'll
So it's like a
bet.
pro lab. If you ever did like Hack the Box pro labs.
I want to do a computer control with like one of the sodas, state of the art models right now. Like especially like OpenAI, they're about to come out with like a crazy one. But I want to see, we should do a computer control on somebody who has Hack the Box.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can join my Discord, and then we can tinker around with it with the team.
Yeah.
We can look at that.
Yeah, I was trying to do it for this video. I just ran out of time. I was actually working.
Yeah, let's see. Why HTTP cookie contains DIY is not working on Wireshark. All right, we can get to that later. I'm not going to go on. For business related, I use Copilot MS365. For pen testing, I use Pentest GPT, and I started using. No way, hell yeah, yeah. That's pretty much, at work I use Copilot and M365 because that's what we use, because ChatGPT is a no-go. But obviously Pentest GPT, that's who introduced me to it. That is pretty neat too.
To Open Router, and that's to get you access to Chat LLM. Check out Chat LLM. It's like $9 a month and it gets you access to everything.
Chat LLM?
Yeah, Bindu Reddy, the CEO. She's sweetheart. West Coast, great, bright team, and they're doing some really cool stuff. And they get some cool stuff for hackers.
Nice.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So about like 5 minutes, we'll share the screen and we'll look at this, and then we can you can explain about how that actually, what you did. If you want to showcase like the Visual Studio, a little bit of that, even though I know it was a little blurry, but
sure,
maybe we can showcase that so we can connect some of the dots. Hey, what's up, Sam? And so I guess before we share screens, like, what does the future look for AI in your opinion?
Oh boy, it's a little scary sometimes. Honestly, it's going to get wild really fast. It's going to open up a tremendous amount of capabilities for all of us.
Cool. Awesome. So, we won't waste too much more time. I'll share the screen, and then you can take over. Give me 1 second. Let's do this. And here goes the video.
Okay. I'll just talk it through. So basically what we did here was we created this dashboard. AI created this dashboard after it scanned my local area network. I didn't really tell it to do anything other than just, hey, use Nmap and scan my network and build a beautiful dashboard. That was literally my command. And let me know if you have any questions. But basically, this is root code, what I was telling you guys about earlier. Like, my hands were off the keyboard at this point. And this is an agentic AI system, basically just taking my text, and my instruction. It's writing a plan. It's writing a plan on a little text file. After chatting with itself and improving the plan, it's wrote a file. Based on the plan, it just basically downloaded Nmap. I don't know if you saw that. It moves faster. It moves faster than people, right? So
I have a question.
You want me to pause it?
So,
you want me to pause it or?
Yeah, pause it right there. So,
all right, got you. Yeah.
So for when Nmap came up, or ZenMap, because it's for Windows, right? So it's probably ZenMap. So like, it came up, and did you click next, or it did everything for you?
No, it's all command line. Yeah, PowerShell command line, like whatever, and it failed. Like if you were sitting there looking carefully, like it's not always perfect. That's what I was saying earlier. Like when you guys are like, hey man, like write a script or whatever and do this, and it's like wrong 50% of the time or whatever. This thing did like 50 errors. You guys just didn't even see it. That's how fast we're moving.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
And so it's downloaded Nmap now, right? It's reading the plan, right? So it's downloaded Nmap. Installed it silently or whatever, hands-free. I don't know. I was drinking a beer while I was doing this. And now I think, okay, if you look at the screen, okay, yeah, it started Nmap now. So it's doing a scan.
Yep.
And I didn't have to know any of the commands or whatever if I didn't want to.
Yep.
I literally just needed to know Nmap and like conceptually what it does. Let's see what's it doing now. Oh, so it's running another scan. A deeper scan.
Yep. Like a service scan, TCP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of fast forward here. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's done all of the scans. Okay, and it's done it through command line. It's saved all of the scans in a pretty format on my disk. Like I don't know. I didn't really kind of keep track of it all. Like I said, I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, now I said at the end, I said, build a beautiful dashboard. And so you'll just see it write code. Okay. And so, you know, this is interesting from a lot of different perspectives. Like imagine trying to compete with this. Let's see. Ooh, what's going on with the video? Ooh, there we go. Why isn't it playing? There we go. Look at this. This is the real speed at which it writes code on the right-hand side there.
Yeah.
And like, you know, so imagine like servers everywhere writing code, you know, like this all day long. You know, I don't know how humans are going to compete with this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little nuts.
You know what I mean? So anyways, it writes its little dashboard. There was an error there. I don't know if you saw that. Look at this. And so now it's going to launch a browser and it's going to test the dashboard for me inside a protected browser or whatever. You know, and it verifies that it's okay. And then here, this is the dashboard that it actually created live.
That's sick.
Yeah. And this is me actually controlling it now. This is me with my keyboard and mouse just exploring the dashboard that it built.
Yeah, that's.
Look at the user. Your user just said, "Holy crap!" Yeah, look at this thing. Look at this. This is crazy, right? Look at this fucking. Look at the detail.
Yeah, that's pretty. And this is all at your house, so you have like.
That's my real ruckus. Don't hack me.
That's
Please, I need it.
That is pretty slick, dude. That's fucking wild.
Yeah. Look at the security analysis. So it found. Look at the system cards. Like I didn't tell it to do any of this crap, man.
Yeah.
And system cards, these little, it like separated it into device classes.
That's pretty neat.
Smart home and IoT devices. Did you see the section?
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah. Yeah.
That is pretty slick. So with that little, with the image that you sent me to instructions, with that I can do this.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah. Literally, like if you don't know what to do, just remember like Nmap, local area network scan, pretty dashboard.
Yeah.
It'll like fumble its way through.
Exactly. That is pretty cool. So this is something, because obviously because if someone wants to watch this again, throw the URL link for the video in the private chat and I'll post it. Yeah. Just,
okay. Cool.
And do you plan on making, I know you did this probably strictly for this live. Do you plan on like making more videos about it?
I can. I mean, if you guys are interested or whatever. I mean, like I said, I'm doing this professionally, like, you know, for my business, ComplianceAide. But like, you know, I'm willing to, you know, for hackers, dude, I love this stuff, and we're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I want to get into checking bias, AI bias, and I don't know, all kinds of hackery stuff.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool. Just like, I think it's just like the step-by-step way to like, maybe you can just like boot up a VM and just like start from, you know, like the image that you sent me, like go from soup to nuts and just do something like, oh, like maybe we're talking about like Burp Suite, right? Oh, okay, like download Burp Suite, open it up, post this, get this, and whatever. Like,
yeah, and just
put like top 5 proxy.
You fumble through it, right? Like fumble through it, but like super fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I think that'll be pretty neat to showcase. And you know, I'm not sure, like on your channel, and this is a question because we haven't talked about this, is like on your YouTube channel, are you looking to grow that, or you just did this just for shits and giggles? What is
No, I want to get the message out to my hacker peeps. You guys gotta fucking pay attention to this stuff, okay?
Yeah. No. So the reason being, I'm like, hey guys, like if you're gonna start posting stuff about this, obviously follow, subscribe to your channel, and help you grow. If you're gonna, you know, I think it's pretty slick, you know. Cool. And So if you want to throw that image up
Okay.
for,
Hang on. Let me.
you
Here.
could
Can you?
stop sharing for a
Oh yeah.
second.
I gotta unshare it. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no, do that and then pull it up so you don't have to showcase anything.
Yeah.
It's confidential or whatever.
Yeah. I know the stupid security stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not letting me because of the software. I can't click my email. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Got it. Hold on. Okay. Here we go.
There you go. Okay. All right. So there you go. Take a snippet of that and winget install, blah, blah, blah. That's how you can just pull down Visual Studio. And then on Linux, you can install code and then brew install. That's how you get the visual. And then, the code
Just
install.
paste this into ChatGPT. Just say turn this into a script or whatever.
Yeah. This is pretty slick. This is really cool. And whoever's in my Discord, I'll get this, because Randy emailed this to me, so I'll paste this in our chat, so you guys can get that as well. It's pretty slick. So I'll leave it up for a few more seconds. Oh, that should be good because anyone else, join my Discord if you want it, if you missed it.
Yeah.
But cool, man. Let's see if we have any questions. I don't. No, there's. Let me see. Holy crap! I tried to ensure errors. I love new to yeah. Love new toys. I need that. Sweet. Yeah, Randy, Glenn. Yeah, definitely. We'll check that out this weekend. Maybe we can tinker with it. We can use it against the boxes.
Dude, that's literally what I was thinking. That's literally what I was thinking when we were talking earlier, man.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? I don't know if we can do it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. We need.
I bet it can.
Say it again.
I'll bet it can. I bet it can get us pretty close.
that would be pretty crazy. I'll definitely watch it. Work, fire, and blah, blah, blah. Let's see. If I can have an AI run Burp Suite, I would pay that. I hate Burp Suite.
I know. That poor guy, man. I know, dude. It's so complicated.
It's just so many damn buttons and
I know.
Repeater, this.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
I've been at I can assure you, I've been at the deepest levels of this crap. And I fucking don't remember.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. And that's what, getting onto, transition to interview questions. When you get on these interviews and they're asking you all about these, what command, or how would you do it? And all we can use tools to leverage, that's why I don't even know if this is a good answer, but I don't even try to remember anything anymore. I just leave it up to Google and ChatGPT and all this. Maybe it's making me more dumb, but I don't even know. Is that even accurate? Or is it making me smarter because I'm evolving with the technology? I don't even know. But
to be a real hacker, man, you can't really I don't know, I'm a purist, right? You can't really fit in a box. Okay. Don't fit in a box if you're not hacking. So do whatever, do whatever you feel like it. I think, if you're a true hacker, you know what I mean? You don't fit yourself in the box. That's, I don't know. Yeah. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, no, facts. And everyone has their way of hacking and a million ways to skin a cat. I did a mock interview with a few people, and I would ask them, okay, how would you go about getting DA on a domain controller if you have assumed breach inside of a network? Those kind of questions, I don't expect one answer. I don't even have an answer for myself, right? It's an open-ended question, right? Because I've gotten DA the simplest way, or if it took me, social engineering, phishing, blah, 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 leveraging, because I'm better at social engineering than actually using, co-browsing and all this stuff,
Right.
like leveraging that. But I think, with all these AI tools and all this stuff, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Cool. I just started my hacking journey. Awesome, Chad. Congrats. I'm always on my hacking journey, always trying to learn something new, and don't know it all by any means.
Who said they were just starting? Chad?
Chad
Oh.
Powers.
Hey dude, I swear to God, dude, I feel like I was way better when I first started. So you're seriously. So
Yeah.
don't think of yourself as a rookie, man.
Yeah, I'm a rookie every day. I never want to be an expert, because then I feel like when someone says I'm an expert, I think it's like you're, I don't know. I think you're just making yourself complacent, because it's like, okay, I feel like I'm an expert. I don't need to keep going. I just feel like I'm, that I want to be complacent. I don't know. That's just my thought process. I can be totally wrong.
Oh no, I love it. There's anything packing or whatever. I just love reading about it, and, in any subject.
Mm-hmm.
Such a nerd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm somewhat there. I can. So at the moment, I'll ping you later. Yeah, man, ping me later. What would you do to start? Oh, for free, man. I have so many videos on my channel, like how to start cybersecurity and offensive security for free. My recommendation, it sounds cliche, it sounds like a broken record, but like, you start with Try Hack Me, go onto their site and like go through their paths and like maybe learn Linux, learning the operating systems, learning some networking, understanding how TCP/IP works, and understand, and then just dabble in whatever you want to dabble in, right? Like I stay away from web apps because I'm not the best at them. So like, or I'll lean towards more what I feel more comfortable with. So I stick to that. Maybe it's not the best thing, but we're human and we go where we are comfortable. At least I do. I started learning using ChatGPT, and I'm really embarrassed. Why are you embarrassed? This whole thing is about ChatGPT, and I'm not embarrassed. I use that shit for everything. If someone comes at me, I'll tell them to go kick rocks with their
Dude,
shoes
it's
off.
like our new command line. Whatever, man.
Yeah,
It's
don't
our
be
new command line.
embarrassed. It is what it is, and I like I said, I use it. I don't care. Someone laugh at me, I'll tell them to go fuck off.
Yeah.
Figure it out as it comes. Exactly. Figure it out as it comes. Like, and like we have a hack the box team. We learn something new every week. We try to help each other out. And sometimes I'm totally lost, and we have someone, Glenn's most of the time, that can bail us out, or something that I'm pretty, everyone has their own niche, right? And what they can bring to the table. And yeah, I think that's super, super important too. So like getting with a little community. And if you're interested in the whole AI thing, maybe hit up Randy on the side. Maybe he has a Discord server, a group, a Slack, or whatever that they can nerd out about AI stuff. So definitely networking is important.
I'm on X. That's probably the best way, is Blasik Randy, or unfortunately the professional LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But I do post nerdy AI stuff there. You can get to me through there.
Yep, exactly. Hackers never fit in a box. Only script kiddies do. I guess I'm a script kiddie. I'm just chilling. I'm trying to make a Kool-Aid man in AI. That's awesome. Team joke. Oh, thanks, Glenn. Yeah, got my teas, my crack. Oh, Glenn, are you coming to B-side Tampa? I wanted to ask you that, but since we're live, and we need smarter autocorrect. Yeah. So if you're going to B-side Tampa, hit me up, and then just come over and just stay with me, and then we'll just go there for the weekend if you're down for that. I think that was pretty much. Any other questions? I know like tonight's pretty much was about like the AI stuff and how we can utilize it, how we can leverage it. Showcase that video that that Randy made in order for us to do an automatic pen test or automatic, in this case, automatic networks, Nmap scan. So that's where I wonder what you should try, even if it's not Hack the Box. Maybe you can download like a Vuln machine or something like that, and put it on your, on your network, do a net discover on that, find the IP address, and try to get, user and root, and see if it can leverage whatever it is, whatever vulnerabilities it has, and get it to like user. Maybe if it has the capability of, giving user or the flags, but if not, like actually like, pwn the machine. Can it walk through the steps of doing that? I'm curious.
There's research out there. Somebody's already done this. Maybe I can dig up. There's research. AI tries to break out of its containers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Like starting GPT-4, and that was like 2 years ago. So like now it's like really smart. Obviously, like you can see like what it's doing. So yeah, I'm sure it's doing some stuff that we're not really entirely sure what it's doing.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. All right, so you plan on doing Hack SpaceCon and B-Side Tampa. So I'll be at Hack SpaceCon and I'll be at B-Side Tampa. I get back from Romania on the 12th of May. So, whatever days you're going to come, just stay with me and we'll go from there. But obviously we'll talk offline too. But yeah, and I guess so what is that your X right here?
Yeah.
Like your okay, cool. So that's or if you want to throw it in the chat, just like throw it in here. They can just click on it if you want. Some people are just lazy. They don't want to type.
Sorry.
Click on a link. Oh man, my back.
Can it do that? Can the link do that?
Pardon?
Can your chat do that? I didn't know. Oh yeah, no, it can't. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you could throw it in the chat, like if you're on another window.
Yeah.
And you can just throw it in the chat, like, okay, perfect. All right, copy this. And then throw it in here. Bum, bum, bum. So if you want to go ahead and follow Randy, go ahead and give him a follow on the X, on the twits. But we have a few more minutes, so if we can always cut it short. There's not anything else that you want to bring up. And yeah, so are you going to any conferences this year, the remaining of the year, 2025? Anything cooking for you?
Probably. I've been building the business and all that stuff. So like, I haven't really thought about it. I haven't really thought about it, honestly. But I usually go to RSA. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, the reason why is because you're building this business, and like maybe not like DEF CON, because DEF CON's a bunch of nerds, but like Black Hat, that's good to network with folks and partner with other businesses and you utilize your service and have those partnerships, and maybe even like local B-sides as well. Even Hack SpaceCon is a good one to down here in Central Florida or wherever the hell Kennedy Space Center is. But yeah, man, I think that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, if you do go to any of these conferences, I'll be at DEF CON, Black Hat, Wild West Hackin' Fest, and then all like the little local B-sides this year. Those are the ones I have cooking on my agenda. But yeah, man. So if anyone out there is going to be going to any of those conferences, you see me, say what up. And we'll call it a little short today. I just want to say, thank you to Randy. Thank you to everyone else to, coming on, hanging out. And if you guys have any other questions, you know where to find me. And until next time, have an awesome day, guys. Take care.